gonna throw, Reagan's gonna throw, and we're gonna go all.
If I like them or not, every single teacher I've ever had has made a difference in my life, one way or another. One way or another, they have made an impact. It was really about as close to depression as a third grader could get. And I will tell you what, Mrs. Galajda, just her being who she was, helped me through that immensely. I don't want to say that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her, because I don't think that as a third grader I understood the concept of taking one's own life or anything like that. But I know how I felt, and it was awful. And just, she made me look forward to going to school. Getting out of the house, going to school, being in her classroom. I've never been touched more by any other teacher in my life.
I remember one day in February, I think it was of my senior year, Mr. Berardi called on me and I didn't know the answer to a question, and that's happened to me before. It happened many times, but for some reason that day it was different and I got really embarrassed, and I was sweating and my face was red and it was everything, and I think he kind of sensed that I was embarrassed, and Mr. Berardi said, Aim, it's okay. You don't have to know everything all the time. That's why we're here. Ever since he said that to me, I kind of was able to appreciate the language a little more. That's how we learn, and that kind of helped me to understand that, and being wrong is okay. And I feel like if it wasn't for him, I would be at a completely different place right now. And I really think he impacted me as well as other students, but I know for me, I feel like I would be a different person.
There was a time where I didn't say anything specifically to Mr. Affetto, but he just started talking about suicide. I don't know if maybe he got a feel, and just how much of a waste it would be for someone like you, Jen, to
whether you're with a kid for a day or an entire school year, you have an impact. He does a lot of one-on-one work with his students if you need it. He stays after school sometimes. Sometimes he'd let me stay just so I needed to talk, or he'd let me have my lunch in his room during one of his classes and just kind of cool down.
Mr. Payton was more than a teacher to me. He was a mentor, he was a coach of mine, he was a friend, and he ultimately became the person I strive to be. It's one thing when kids actually read about things, but when they actually see it, they look up in the classroom, they see that person that looks like them, they could actually feel and want to be that person. It's that long-term investment in kids. And when kids go out there and they make positive contributions, it just feels good that you were a part of that.
Going into my 9th grade year, I was raped. And when my father found out about it, he kind of cut all ties with me. The person who was able to kind of break through my walls unexpectedly was Mr. Bott. For some reason, I trusted him, and we met every morning before school. He took his own time to sit and talk with me, and it was the first time that I was able to talk to someone outside of a police detective or the prosecutor in my case or the judge about what I was really feeling inside.
You're making an impact on someone. You might not see it, you might not know it until years later, but you are making a deeper impact than you know. Teachers are the base of this country. They are the cornerstone of what I would call the structure of this country. Without teachers, we got nothing. We don't have our first friends. We don't have those that first cared about us, because teachers are basically parents when our parents aren't there.
Oh gosh, what would I say to Mr. Affetto? Definitely thank you for everything. I hope he knows how much of an impact he made with every single student that walked through his door. Even if they didn't really want to admit it, you couldn't get through class with Affetto and not walk out a little bit different.
Never underestimate the difference a teacher can make in a life.
Never underestimate the difference
That a teacher can make on a life.
Never underestimate the difference
a teacher can make in a life.
Never underestimate the difference a teacher can make in a life.